All right, greetings. Good evening. Mark Dixon here in the Channel 3 First Alert Forecast Center. It is 9:30. It is Wednesday evening. It is time for our evening edition of First Alert Weather Extra. And today across Connecticut, certainly a little bit gloomy, not too wet. Temperatures peaking from many spots in the low and mid 70s. Some towns in northeast Connecticut not getting out of the 60s. Of course, we had a round of rain last night. Was substantial in some areas. We had over an inch in a few locations, and then a bit of a lull today. And we've got more rain coming tonight that will last throughout the day tomorrow. So today, certainly did not need the sunglasses, really didn't need the rain gear, but you will tomorrow. So do plan for kind of a soggy Thursday. In fact, it is a first alert weather day, given the impact that weather will have on the way you live your life tomorrow. We've got rain that's going to impact both commutes, morning and evening, and even the time in between. May not be raining all day long, but the potential is there for some heavier rain and as well for perhaps even some strong to severe thunderstorms. So right now across Connecticut, we are tracking some rain moving through Litchfield and Hartford counties. This is lifting to the north and northeast. So southern coastal Connecticut, things have been pretty quiet so far, but the coverage of the rain ramps up tonight, as well as the intensity just a bit. So right now, a bit of a spread across Connecticut here in the 9 o'clock hour, from 63 in Putnam to 71 in New Haven, 70 right now in Danbury. So it's a mild night across Connecticut. Normal high for this time of year in the Hartford area, around 73 degrees. So as we make our way through the coming days, temperatures will remain, they should say they're going to go back above average after tomorrow and remain that way for several days. So in the meantime, we are down a few degrees compared to this time last night. And if you have spent any time outdoors today, then you are well aware that it is muggy. Dew point values have returned to the mid and upper 60s, and this is where they will remain. They could come up a little bit more tomorrow before a cold front moves through tomorrow night, and then we've got some less humid air, drier air that will be arriving as we close out the week on Friday. So for tomorrow, we do have a threat for some severe weather. That shade of green represents the level 1 risk for severe weather from the Storm Prediction Center. Now, they monitor the entire country for the threat for thunderstorms to reach severe limits. They're the ones who issue the watch boxes. So tomorrow they have outlined part of Connecticut and obviously areas southwest from here through the mid-Atlantic states for this level 1 risk. 4 storms could be on the strong, perhaps severe side. Damaging wind gust is a concern, and within the region, an isolated tornado cannot be ruled out. So these storms may try to rotate. We're going to be watching the situation and, of course, the state's only live radar very carefully throughout the day tomorrow to see if there's any sort of rotation for these storms that are developing as they move across Connecticut. You can also as well track anything that pops up with the free WFSB First Alert weather app. There's the interactive radar. You can get updates on the tropics, and we're going to be talking about new developments there in just a moment. But also what's great is you get alerts sent to your phone based on your proximity to lightning, as well as if any sort of watch warning or advisory is issued. So you can be the first to know as those alerts come out. So tomorrow, again, First Alert weather day. It's going to be otherwise a warm, well, we'll say mild and muggy day that's going to be unsettled. We've got rounds of rain with embedded thunderstorms that will be making the way across Connecticut. Friday, we trend less humid, but we're going to otherwise end the week on a warmer note. Temperatures back to near 80, if not above in a few spots. And then the weekend looks pretty nice, both weekend days. It's the last weekend of September, and overall, the weather should cooperate. From heading to a corn maze to doing a little apple picking, Friday night football, we are looking good all across Connecticut. There's a view from Waterbury, 67 degrees in the Brass City, a lot of cloud cover. Looks like the road's a little bit damp from some rain that moved through earlier, so glistening there from our view in Hartford. We've got rain to the north of our capital city up near Bradley Airport. There's our view from New Haven, the low clouds. Harkness Tower there front and center, part of the Yale campus. 71 degrees again in the Elm City, and from southeast Connecticut, still dry. New London, 64, east-northeast wind at 9. So again, this evening, some isolated showers developing. You can see to our west and southwest, more rain heading in our general direction. So again, the rain gear is something that will be a necessity tomorrow. Now tonight, Temperatures are only going to drop a couple degrees, basically remain steady in the mid 60s through the overnight hours. So no substantial drop. In fact, these overnight lows, these temperatures, are roughly 15 degrees above average. So first alert futurecast showing how across Connecticut things really fill in as we head toward and past midnight. Here's a look at 5, 6 o'clock tomorrow morning. Scott Haney, he's going to be tracking these downpours for you as you start your day. So you may want to plan a little extra time for that Thursday morning commute. Again, it's not going to be raining every minute, every hour, all day tomorrow. A little bit of a lull, say mid to late morning. Here's a look at noon tomorrow. So the lunch hour, perhaps another round of rain, some embedded thunderstorms. Here's 5 o'clock, another round. And look what's off to our west at 5 o'clock, moving through southeastern New York. Could be watching some of these storms develop in advance of a cold front that could reach those strong to severe limits. And then tomorrow evening, 9 o'clock, this is the last part of this storm system, the last bit of this unsettled weather, because that front's going to be moving through, and then behind it, some better weather on tap for Friday. So last night, again, some towns had over an inch of rain. In addition to what we've already seen across Connecticut, we could pick up another inch or two, perhaps 3 of rain, and maybe even some locally higher amounts. If thunderstorms, they were to develop, and if they were to repeatedly move over the same areas, then that would lead to greater totals and enhance that potential for some poor drainage or even flash flooding. So we're going to be watching that very closely. So in summary, again, tomorrow, a first alert weather day, heavy rain, embedded thunderstorms. The heavy rain leads to a concern for flooding. Isolated tornado cannot be ruled out. So something we're going to be, again, monitoring very closely throughout the day tomorrow. High temperatures otherwise up between 70 and 75 degrees, and it's going to be just a very humid day. If maybe you're heading up to West Springfield for the Big E, we're in the final days of the Big E. It wraps up this weekend. Tomorrow, maybe not the best day to visit given the likelihood for rain and thunderstorms. So as we make our way into our Friday here, I'll show you first alert futurecast. So initially we have this warm front that's going to be moving through Connecticut tonight. This is going to bring us the increased likelihood for the rain and thunderstorms as we head toward daybreak tomorrow. This particular boundary is the one that moved through and then stalled to our south today. Now it's lifting back north as a warm front. So that's going to bring us the round of rain in the morning, and you can see the rounds of rain thereafter. Now, on the other side of that warm front, it's going to be warm, it's going to be unstable tomorrow. So then you throw in this approaching cold front from the west, that's going to lead to, again, a chance for some storms, even as we head toward and past sunset, to be on the stronger side. And then that front moves through before daybreak on Friday. Friday morning clouds give way to a clearing trend. High pressure builds in from the west, so our sky turns brighter. And dew point values that start in the mid 60s on Friday drop into the 50s during the afternoon. So a very pleasant end of the week on our Friday. Temperatures Friday could reach or even exceed the 80-degree mark during peak heating Friday afternoon. Friday night football for our game of the week. We've got Norwich Free Academy at Xavier in Middletown. Initially, say upper 70s at 5 o'clock, low 70s by 7, and then by 9 o'clock, we're going into the upper 60s. And of course, want to keep you updated on what is going on in the realm of the tropics. Gabrielle, we've been telling you about for the past several days. It's in the northern Atlantic, and it's moving toward the east. Now, meanwhile, Umberto is our newest named storm, spinning there to the northeast of the Leeward Islands, and then over to the west of there, I should say, in the area that's going to be moving into the Caribbean, is another disturbance that has a high likelihood for development. So Imelda is the next name after Umberto. So things becoming very, very active here in late September. So Umberto winds right now at 40 miles an hour. It is forecast to become our next hurricane and could strengthen to a category 2, I should say, as it approaches Bermuda late in this upcoming weekend. And we're going to be watching this again closely for what happens after it makes its way toward and past Bermuda. So again, we've got Gabrielle, we've got Umberto, and then Imelda is the next one up on the list. So back here in Connecticut, big story over the next 24 hours, heavy rain leading to a concern for flooding, Frequent lightning. So if you're outside, you hear thunder, get inside. Damaging wind gusts, some of these stronger storms. And again, we cannot rule out the threat for an isolated tornado. The stage is still set for a beautiful weekend. It is going to be mild, though, by late September standards. So if you're doing a little leaf peeping, the weather may not be putting you in the mood, but, otherwise, maybe drive around with the windows open. You don't have to travel too far. We've got low color across inland Connecticut, moderate color up across parts of central and northern New England. So nice splashes of color here across our state. So for the upcoming weekend, overnight lows upper 50s near 60 Saturday, high temperatures near 80, mostly sunny. Sunday could turn out to be a day that features more in the way of some cloud cover. We're forecasting dry weather both weekend days, but with, say, a partly to mostly cloudy sky on Sunday, temperatures down a couple degrees compared to Saturday, but still nearly, say, 8 to 10 degrees above average for this time of year. Monday, mostly sunny, near 80 again. Mid-70s on Tuesday, turning breezy, and Wednesday, lower 70s. So that breeze in that midweek section there, Tuesday, Wednesday of next week, could be related to Umberto passing offshore, well offshore from us, but perhaps close enough to kick up the wind just a little bit. So that's something we're going to be watching as we head into the middle of next week. So lots to happening here over the next couple of days. Again, the one chance for some rain we've had again some last night, more substantial rain on the way. Too much rain in a small window of time, not a good thing. We don't want any sort of flooding, but we still have deficits that we need to erode. So we'll take what we can get, especially because once we get past tomorrow, we've got a dry stretch of weather through at least the middle of next week. All right, that's the latest from the First Alert Forecast Center. In case you're new here on WFSB Plus, First Alert Weather Extras we do twice a day on weekdays, 8 o'clock in the morning, and then at 9:30 in the evening. So next up, you will see Scott Haney tomorrow morning for the 8 a.m. edition. All right, take care. Have a great night.